Captain Eric Mitchell stared at the screen in disbelief. The object his ship had detected wasn't a comet or asteroid as first thought. It was perfectly symmetrical, clearly artificial, and definitely not made by human hands. "Are you seeing this?" he asked his science officer, Kate Walsh. "I am, sir," she replied, her voice shaking slightly. "It appears to be some kind of beacon. And it's activating." The Vanguard had been mapping the outer reaches of the solar system when they found it. A sleek metallic structure about the size of a small car, covered in swirling patterns that seemed to shift when viewed directly. Now those patterns were glowing with a soft blue light. "All hands to alert status," Eric ordered, "and get me a direct line to Earth Command." Before Kate could comply, the beacon pulsed brightly. A beam of light shot out from it, scanning the Vanguard from bow to stern. Then, just as suddenly as it had activated, the light faded. "Sir," the communications officer called out, "we're receiving a transmission. It's not in any language I recognize." 3 days later, Earth was in an uproar. News of the alien beacon had leaked despite government attempts to keep it quiet. People gathered in streets, some celebrating, some protesting, some praying. Humanity was not alone in the universe, and now everyone knew it. At NASA headquarters, Eric sat in a crowded meeting room with military leaders, scientists, and government officials. They had been arguing for hours about what to do next when all their phones buzzed simultaneously with emergency alerts. "They're here," someone whispered. The alien ship appeared without warning, simply materializing in orbit around Earth. It was enormous, nearly a mile long, and shaped like a leaf, thin and delicate-looking despite its size. It made no aggressive moves, simply hanging there, waiting. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," said General Frank Patterson, in perfect English. The message was simple. "Greetings, people of Earth. We are representatives of the Galactic Council. We come in peace and friendship." Within hours, smaller shuttlecraft descended from the main ship, landing at designated sites around the world. From them emerged the Thraxi, tall, slender beings with silvery skin and large, intelligent eyes. They moved with grace that seemed almost unnatural. Lisa Warren hadn't expected to be chosen. She was a linguist, yes, and had worked on theoretical alien language structures, but there were others with more experience. Yet here she was, standing before the Thraxi ambassador in the hastily prepared meeting room at the United Nations. "Your species has great potential," the ambassador said, his voice melodious and strangely soothing. "The Council has watched your development with interest. We believe it is time to welcome you to the galactic community." "We're honored," Lisa replied carefully. "But why now? Surely you've been aware of us for some time." The ambassador's eyes shimmered. "You have reached a critical point in your development. Without guidance, many species destroy themselves at this stage. The Council wishes to prevent that tragedy." Over the next week, the Thraxi shared glimpses of incredible technology. Clean energy sources, medical advances, faster than light travel. Earth's governments, dazzled by these possibilities, quickly agreed to send representatives to the Council's homeworld for formal induction ceremonies. Only a few voices urged caution. Admiral John Rivera of the U.S. Space Force was one of them. "They're offering us everything we've ever wanted," he told Lisa the night before her departure. "But nothing comes without a price. Find out what they really want from us." Lisa nodded, but her excitement was hard to contain. Tomorrow she would travel among the stars, the first human to leave the solar system. As the sleek Thraxi shuttle lifted off with Lisa and 5 other humans aboard, billions watched from below, hearts full of hope. None could have imagined the true purpose behind the Council's warm welcome or the betrayal that waited among the stars. The Thraxi ship moved through space faster than Lisa Warren had thought possible. Stars streaked by the viewing portal like lines of light. Earth was already just a memory, a small blue dot lost among countless others. "The journey to Central World usually takes 3 standard cycles," explained Kelnar, a young Thraxi diplomat assigned as their guide. "But for your comfort, we have increased speed." Lisa smiled at him. Unlike the other Thraxi, who maintained a polite but clear distance, Kellner seemed genuinely interested in humans. He asked endless questions about Earth customs, food, and music. "Humans adapt so quickly," he said, watching Lisa use the alien eating utensils with growing skill. "Most new species struggle for months with these. We've always been good at figuring things out," Lisa replied. She paused, noticing his expression shift slightly. "Is that unusual?" "Not unusual, just notable," Kellner said carefully. As days passed, Lisa met representatives from other council species who had joined their journey. The reactions were mixed. The insect-like Volari treated the humans with open curiosity, while the reptilian Draz barely acknowledged their existence. The strangest reaction came from the Iru, floating jellyfish-like beings who seemed to flee whenever humans approached. Did we offend them somehow? Lisa asked Kellner after another Iru quickly departed upon seeing them. "The Iru are cautious by nature," he explained, but Lisa sensed he was holding something back. Meanwhile on Earth, Admiral John Rivera was studying the technology the Thraxi had shared. As head of Earth's new interstellar defense initiative, he had access to everything the aliens had given them. "Something's not right," he told Dr. Olivia Grant, the physicist leading the research team. "These defense systems have built-in limitations. Look at this code." Olivia frowned at the screen. "The energy output is capped at exactly 10% of what the hardware should handle. Why would they deliberately weaken it?" "Maybe they don't trust us with the full power," John suggested grimly. "Which makes me wonder what else they're hiding." In space, Lisa had begun to explore the ship during her rest periods. The Thraxi had given the humans access to most areas, but certain sections remained firmly off-limits. During one such exploration, she overheard two Thraxi speaking in their native language, which the translation device at her wrist picked up. "The Overseer Council is concerned about their adaptability rates. They're showing the same patterns as the Navari." "Yes, but they're less aggressive. The containment protocols should be sufficient." Lisa froze, then quickly moved away before they noticed her. Back in her quarters, she accessed the ship's information system, searching for references to containment protocols and Navari. The system blocked her searches, citing security restrictions. Using skills she wasn't supposed to have, Lisa bypassed the security blocks. What she found chilled her. The Navari were a species that had been contained 300 years ago due to their destabilizing potential. There were no current records of Navari ships or representatives in council affairs. Lisa sent a heavily encrypted message back to Earth, addressed to Admiral Rivera. "Council has hidden agenda. Technology they gave us may be Trojan horse. Find species called Navari in historical records. Exercise extreme caution with installation of defense systems." The message traveled faster than light, reaching Earth just as the global defense grid was nearing completion. 27 satellites positioned in precise orbit around the planet, ready to protect Earth from potential aggressors. John received Lisa's message while observing the final installation from Space Command headquarters. His blood ran cold as he read it. "Shut it down," he ordered immediately. "Abort the activation sequence." The technician looked confused. "Sir, we can't. The system is designed to complete the sequence automatically once started." "Override it," John shouted. "We're trying, sir, but our controls are being locked out one by one." On screen, the satellites began to glow with strange energy. Within minutes, a shimmering field surrounded Earth completely. No one noticed at first that no signals were reaching any ships beyond the field, or that no ship could now pass through it in either direction. Earth was cut off from the stars. The trap had been sprung. Lisa felt rough hands grab her arms as she entered the Grand Council chamber. Two bulky guards with gray skin pulled her away from the rest of the human delegation. "What is the meaning of this?" she demanded, struggling against their grip. The head of the council, a tall Thraxi with ornate silver markings, stood from his elevated seat. Unlike the friendly diplomats Lisa had met, his eyes held no warmth. "Lisa Warren and delegation from Earth, you are charged with espionage against the Galactic Council," he announced. His voice echoed through the massive chamber. The other human representatives, scientists, diplomats, and military observers, were similarly detained. Ryan Baker, their communications specialist, caught Lisa's eye with a look of shock. "This is absurd," Lisa said. "We came in peace at your invitation." The council head tilted his head. "We invited you to contain you, as we have done with all potentially dangerous species. Humanity's adaptability and aggressive tendencies make you unfit for free travel among the stars." Screens around the chamber lit up, showing Earth surrounded by the shimmering energy field. Cities across the planet had lost satellite communications and space-based systems. "What have you done?" Lisa whispered. "The containment field will prevent space travel for several of your generations," another council member explained. This one was a Draz, with scales that shifted color as he spoke. "It is for the greater good. Humanity will be allowed to develop within your own solar system, but no further." "You can't just trap an entire species," Ryan shouted. "We have done so 3 times before," the Draz replied calmly. "Species that develop too quickly become threats to galactic stability." The humans were taken to holding cells deep within the council station. Through the energy barrier of her cell, Lisa could see her colleagues in similar containment across a wide corridor. "This was their plan all along," Ryan said from the next cell. "Gain our trust, install their technology, and then use it against us." Lisa nodded grimly. "And we welcomed them with open arms." Back on Earth, chaos reigned. The containment field had disrupted global communications temporarily. When systems came back online, the horrifying truth became clear. Earth was trapped in a cosmic cage. Admiral John Rivera gathered world leaders and top scientists for an emergency meeting at the United Nations. "The field blocks all conventional propulsion systems," Dr. Olivia Grant explained, displaying data on the large screen. "Any ship attempting to leave Earth's atmosphere is forced back or destroyed." "So they've imprisoned us," said the Secretary General, her face pale. "What do they want?" "Nothing," John answered. "That's the point. They don't want us out there among the stars. This isn't a negotiation tactic. It's a permanent solution to what they see as the human problem." Olivia pointed to a complex equation on her tablet. "But there's something they didn't count on. The field has a flaw, a quantum-level inconsistency in its structure." "Can we exploit it?" John asked. "Not today or tomorrow," Olivia admitted. "But yes, I believe we can. It will take time and resources we don't currently have." In her cell on the council station, Lisa was startled awake by a soft hissing sound. The energy barrier flickered and disappeared. Standing there was Kelnar, the young Thraxi diplomat. Quickly, he whispered, "There isn't much time. Why are you helping us?" Lisa asked as Kelnar led her to Ryan's cell and deactivated it. "Because what they're doing is wrong," Kelnar replied. "Not all Thraxi agree with the Council's methods. There are many of us who believe in true cooperation rather than control." As they moved through dimly lit maintenance corridors, Kelnar explained further. "The Navari weren't the first species to be contained. Before them were the Solari, and before them, the Krell. All species with high adaptability rates and independent thinking." "Where are they now?" Ryan asked. "The Solari and Krell eventually died out, unable to expand beyond their home systems. Resources dwindled, wars broke out. The Navari survived but remained trapped in their system, forever watching the stars they cannot reach. They reached a small hangar bay where a shuttle waited. This has been prepared by others who think like me," Kelnar said. "It can take you to a safe outpost beyond Council space. From there, perhaps you can find a way to help your people." Lisa grasped his hand. "Come with us." Kelnar hesitated, then nodded. "Yes, the time for staying silent is over." As the shuttle slipped away from the station, Lisa looked back at the glittering council headquarters. Humanity had been betrayed, but they would not be contained forever. Somehow, they would find a way back to the stars. 5 years passed. On Earth, the containment field still shimmered in the night sky, a constant reminder of humanity's prison. But beneath that sky, people had not surrendered to despair. In an underground facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Admiral John Rivera studied the holographic display showing their latest prototype ship. "The quantum drive is ready for testing," Dr. Olivia Grant said, pride evident in her voice despite her exhaustion. Dark circles under her eyes spoke of countless sleepless nights. "You've done incredible work," John said. "All of you have." What had begun as a small research team had grown into a global effort. Scientists from every nation had set aside old rivalries to work on breaking the containment field. The flaw Olivia had discovered was tiny, a frequency resonance that appeared for just milliseconds at regular intervals. But it was enough. "We'll only get one shot at this," John reminded the gathered team. "If the Council detects our attempt and adjusts the field, we're back to square one." The prototype ship, named Defiance *, was unlike anything humans had built before. It combined Earth technology with insights gleaned from studying the Council's containment field. It was small, designed for stealth, rather than comfort. Captain Alicia Reyes stepped forward. "My crew is ready, sir. We understand the risks." "If you make it through," John said, "your primary mission is to find Lisa Warren and her team. According to their last transmission, they've established contact with others who oppose the Council." That last transmission had come 3 years ago. A brief, encrypted message that had somehow penetrated the containment field. It had contained only a few words. "Not alone. Others resist. Keep working. We're building network." Far from Earth, on a small moon orbiting a gas giant in a system the Council considered insignificant, Lisa Warren met with representatives from a dozen species. Some she recognized from Council records. Others were new to her. "The Helio Cooperative grows stronger," said Mara, a Solari whose silver skin had a blue tint unlike the Thraxi. 3 more mining outposts have joined our cause." The Solari were supposed to be extinct, at least according to Council records. In reality, a small group had escaped containment centuries ago and had been quietly building a resistance ever since. "And what of Earth?" asked Kelnar, who had become one of Lisa's most trusted allies. "Still contained," Ryan Baker replied, looking up from his communication array. "But they're resourceful. If any species can break the field, it's humans." Lisa had changed in the 5 years since their escape. Gone was the wide-eyed diplomat. In her place stood a hardened leader. The small group of human refugees had connected with other contained species, forming an underground network that operated in the shadows of the Council's vast empire. "The Council grows complacent," Lisa told the gathered allies. "They believe their systems are perfect, their control absolute. That's their weakness." Alarm sounded from Ryan's console. "Incoming transmission." "Wait, this can't be right." His eyes widened. "It's from Earth. A human frequency." All eyes turned to the view screen as it flickered to life, showing the face of Captain Alicia Reyes. "This is Captain Reyes of Earth Vessel Defiance requesting contact with any human survivors. We have breached the containment field. Repeat, Earth has broken through." The room erupted in cheers. Lisa pushed forward, hardly daring to believe. "Captain Reyes, this is Lisa Warren. You've actually done it." Alicia's face broke into a grin. "Dr. Grant found a way through their field. We have more ships ready to follow once we confirm the passage is stable." "How many ships?" Lisa asked. 200, Alicia replied. "Hidden in deep solar orbits where the Council couldn't detect them. Earth hasn't been idle, Ms. Warren." Lisa turned to the gathered allies, her eyes shining with fierce determination. "Tell your people to prepare," she said. "Operation Phoenix begins now." The Council thought they had caged humanity, but they've only awakened a force they can't control. Kelnar stepped forward. Many on the council feared humans because of your adaptability. Now they will learn why they were right to be afraid. On the view screen, Admiral Rivera's face replaced Captain Reyes. "We're coming, Lisa," he said simply. "And we're bringing the fleet." The council chambers erupted in chaos. Emergency alarms blared as counselors from 27 species shouted over each other. "Impossible," roared Draz Counselor Vex. "No species has ever broken containment." The main screen showed multiple human ships emerging from Earth's solar system. The containment field flickered and failed in sections as precisely targeted energy pulses disrupted its structure. "The shield generators are being systematically destroyed," reported a Thraxi technician, unable to keep the shock from his voice. High Counselor Zorn, leader of the Thraxi and head of the council, rose from his seat. "Deploy the defense fleet. Contain this situation immediately." In the space around Earth, Admiral John Rivera directed the human counterattack from his flagship. Earth's fleet moved with precision, targeting the orbital platforms that powered the containment field. "Shield Generator 7 destroyed," reported his tactical officer. 9 remaining. "Keep focused on the generators," John ordered. "Avoid direct engagement with council ships unless necessary." The council's response was disorganized. They had grown complacent over centuries, rarely facing serious resistance. Human ships, smaller but more maneuverable, easily evaded their attacks. Near Jupiter, Captain Alicia Reyes led a squadron that intercepted council reinforcements before they could reach Earth. "Disable their engines only," she commanded. "We want to show restraint." Her gunners targeted propulsion systems with surgical precision, leaving council ships floating helplessly in space. On the Helio Cooperative Base, Lisa Warren addressed representatives from 7 moderate council races who had secretly traveled to hear her. "The council lied to you," she said, displaying evidence of the illegal containment of multiple species. "Humanity is not the first to suffer this fate, nor would we be the last. Today we fight not just for Earth, but for all who have been silently oppressed." The evidence was damning. Records Kelnar had stolen showing centuries of containment policies targeting species with high adaptability traits. "We offer alliance, not vengeance," Lisa continued. "Join us in creating a more just galactic community." The representatives looked at each other uncertainly. What Lisa proposed was revolution against the established order. "The Pellerin Confederation will stand with humanity," said one finally, a willowy being with 4 arms. "Your restraint in this attack proves you are not the savages the High Council claimed." One by one, others pledged support. The council was fracturing from within. Back in Earth orbit, the final shield generators exploded in silent bursts of light. The containment field collapsed completely, freeing Earth after 5 long years. Admiral Rivera allowed himself a brief smile before focusing on the next phase. "Begin broadcast on all council frequencies," he ordered. Lisa's face appeared on screens across council space as she addressed the galactic community directly. "People of the council worlds, I am Lisa Warren of Earth. You have been told that humanity is dangerous, unpredictable, a threat to galactic peace. Judge for yourselves." The broadcast showed human ships disabling rather than destroying council vessels, medical teams providing aid to injured council crews, and the evidence of the council's history of species containment. In the council chamber, High Counselor Zorn watched with growing fury as member races openly questioned the leadership. "Enough," he shouted. "The humans are cleverly manipulating you. They must be eliminated completely." He activated a secure communication channel. "Deploy the Sunforge. Target Earth directly." His second-in-command hesitated. "High Counselor, the Sunforge has never been used against an inhabited world. It would violate our most sacred laws." "Do it," Zorn hissed. "The humans leave us no choice." In deep space, a massive station began to power up. The Sunforge, a weapon capable of inducing a star to nova, destroying all planets in a system. On her ship, Lisa received an urgent message from Kelnar. Her blood ran cold as she read it. "Admiral," she called to Rivera, "they're deploying a planet-killer weapon. We need to change our plans immediately." The human fleet had won its first victory, but the real battle was just beginning. Earth was free, but now faced extinction at the hands of desperate leaders who would rather destroy a world than admit their mistake. The Sunforge moved into position, its massive energy collectors unfolding like the petals of a deadly flower. From Earth, it appeared as just another star in the night sky, but Admiral John Rivera knew better. "All ships converge on these coordinates," he ordered. "We have less than 3 hours before it reaches full power." Lisa Warren's voice came through the comm. "Admiral, we can't destroy it conventionally. The Sunforge is protected by defense systems beyond our capabilities." "Then what do you suggest?" John asked. "We have allies you haven't met yet," Lisa replied. Near Jupiter, space itself seemed to ripple. Ships appeared, dozens of them, their designs unlike anything in Council records. They moved with incredible speed toward the Sunforge. "Who are they?" John asked, watching the new fleet on his tactical display. "The Neveri," Lisa explained, "and the survivors of the Krell. Species the Council claimed were extinct or safely contained. We freed them months ago, but kept their existence secret until now." On the Council station, High Counselor Zorn received the news with disbelief. "Impossible," he snarled. "The Neveri containment field was flawless." "Apparently not, High Counselor," Kelnar said, stepping onto the command deck with several young Thraxi behind him. "Just as the human field wasn't." Zorn's eyes narrowed. "Traitor, you helped them." "I chose justice over blind obedience," Kelnar replied. "As have many others." Throughout the Council fleet, younger members of various species began to take control of their ships. What had seemed a unified force against humanity was fracturing from within. The Sunforge operators watched in alarm as ships from 3 different directions converged on their position. "Human vessels approaching from Sector 4, one reported. "Unknown ships from Sectors 7 and 9. "Destroy them all," ordered the Sunforge commander. Energy beams lashed out, catching the human destroyer. The ship exploded in a ball of fire. The remaining vessels scattered, using evasive maneuvers that seemed impossible for their size. In her ship, Dr. Olivia Grant worked frantically on her equations. "The Sunforge uses quantum resonance to destabilize stellar matter," she explained to Ryan Baker, who had joined her from Lisa's team. "But that same technology has a weakness similar to the containment field." "Can we exploit it?" Ryan asked. "Yes, but we need to get closer, much closer." Captain Alicia Rice volunteered her ship for the dangerous mission. "The Defiance is the fastest we have. If anyone can get Dr. Grant close enough, we can." The plan was set. While the combined fleets of humans, Neveri and Krell engaged the Sunforge defenses, the Defiance would slip through with Dr. Grant's device. Space around the Sunforge became a chaos of energy beams and explosions. Human ships fought alongside vessels piloted by species that were supposed to be extinct or contained. They moved in perfect coordination, as if they had trained together for years. "The younger Council races are refusing orders to engage," reported an officer to Admiral Rivera. "Nearly 40% of their fleet has stood down." On the Council station, Kelnar and his supporters had taken control of the communication systems. They broadcast the truth about the containment policy to all Council worlds. The response was immediate. Outrage, disbelief, and calls for the High Council's resignation. The Defiance dove through the battle, taking hit after hit but staying on course. Its shields failed when it was still 2,000 kilometers from the target. "We're not going to make it," Captain Rice said grimly as alarms blared throughout her ship. Suddenly, 3 Neveri vessels surrounded the Defiance taking the defensive fire meant for it. They created a corridor through which the human ship could pass. "They're sacrificing themselves for us," Alicia realized. With a final burst of speed, the Defiance reached its position. Dr. Grant activated her device, sending a precisely calibrated pulse into the heart of the Sunforge. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the massive weapon began to turn inward on itself, its own energies becoming its destruction. The Sunforge collapsed, pulling in the High Council flagship that had been directing the attack. A cheer went up across the human fleet. Earth was safe, but the victory had come at a heavy cost. Many ships, both human and allied, had been destroyed in the battle. As the fighting ended, the survivors gathered to count their losses and plan their next steps. The Council as it had existed for millennia was finished, but what would take its place remained to be seen. 1 year later, representatives from 52 species gathered in the newly constructed Alliance Hall on Earth. The grand building, with its circular chamber and transparent dome showing the stars above, symbolized the new era of galactic cooperation. Lisa Warren stood at the central podium, looking out at the diverse gathering. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and evolutionary paths sat together as equals. Among them were species long thought lost or contained, the Neveri, the Krill, and even a small group of Solari who had survived in hiding for centuries. 1 year ago, we fought for freedom against those who would decide which species deserved to travel among the stars. Lisa began. Today, we build something new in place of the old council, an alliance of equals where no species can imprison another. Earth had become the center of a new interstellar community. Humans, with their remarkable adaptability, had helped forge connections between formerly isolated species. What the Council had feared as a danger, the galaxy now celebrated as a strength. Admiral John Rivera, now head of the Alliance Defense Force, sat beside Captain Alicia Reyes, whose bravery during the battle at the Sunforge had made her a legend. The scars on her face told of her narrow escape as the Defiance completed its mission. The principles of this alliance are simple, Lisa continued. All sentient species have the right to develop without interference. No technology may be used to contain or control others. And knowledge shall be shared freely, not hoarded by a privileged few. In the audience, Kelnar washed with pride. He led the progressive faction of Thraxi who had chosen to join the alliance. Many of his people still struggled with shame over their role in the containment policy, but they were working to make amends. In orbit above Earth, the remnants of the containment field had been reproposed. Dr. Olivia Grant had transformed the technology into a detection network that could identify any large-scale weapons like the Sunforge. We remember those lost in our fight for freedom, Lisa said, her voice softening. Both human and alien alike. Their sacrifice ensures that no species will ever again be caged for being different. The former High Council members had faced justice, not revenge. They were confined, not on a prison planet, but on a council station transformed into a center for cultural exchange. There, they would experience the diversity they had feared, perhaps learning what they had denied others. Ryan Baker, who had become Earth's ambassador to the formerly contained species, stood to speak next. Today we launched the Reconciliation *, he announced. The first ship of our joint exploration fleet, with crew members from 12 species, including all 4 who were once contained. On view screens around the chamber, a sleek vessel moved away from Earth's orbit. Unlike the utilitarian council ships or the hastily adapted human vessels, the Reconciliation represented a true blending of technologies and design philosophies. Its mission is to seek out isolated worlds and offer them true partnership, Ryan explained. No species should develop alone unless they choose to. The ship's captain, a young woman named Sofia Garcia, addressed the gathering from the bridge. We carry with us the lessons of the past year, that diversity breeds strength, that adaptability ensures survival, and that freedom must be defended. As the Reconciliation engaged its drive and disappeared into the depths of space, Lisa felt a sense of completion. Humanity had been betrayed, but from that betrayal had come something greater than anyone could have imagined. The chamber erupted in applause as the Alliance Charter was formally adopted. Species that had once been enemies or strangers now stood together as friends and allies. That evening, Lisa stood at a viewport in Alliance Hall, gazing at the stars with Kellner beside her. "Do you think they understand now?" she asked. "The former council leaders. Some may never understand," Kellner replied. "But look around you, at what we've built from the ruins of their betrayal. They sought to contain the human spirit, and instead, it has transformed the galaxy." In the distance, another exploration ship prepared to launch, and beyond it, countless stars waited, no longer forbidden, but full of promise.